All right, let's get this party started. So what I've done, because this is the question we get the most while we're doing a live, is what size did you cut your mesh and what size did you cut your ribbons? So I am going to put them right there. Now I am going to tell you guys, but so once we get to the ribbon, I will put the paper up. I should have used smaller paper. But anyways, so for row 1, okay, we are going to cut 8 pieces of 20-inch 10. So this is a 10-inch roll, and we're going to cut 8 20-inch pieces, okay? And then row 2, we're going to be doing poofs. And poofs are just going from zip tie to zip tie. We're going to be doing 6-inch. Yep, 6-inch. Okay, that's our mesh. And our ribbon, so for the USA ribbon, we're going to cut 8 pieces at 15 inches. So that's this beautiful ribbon. And we're going to cut 4 pieces at 22 inches. I know, weird, right? And then for the star ribbon, we're going to cut 8 pieces at 15 inches, so the same as the USA one, and 4 pieces at 22 inches. And then the Argyle one, we're going to cut 8 pieces at 15 inches. Okay, we will have enough to do a ribbon hanger, which I think will look fabulous with this wreath. So hopefully I can get this done really fast, and I'll show you how to do a ribbon hanger. And you could do a ribbon hanger if you want, or you don't have to do it at all. Okay? Now with my cardboard, I marked, so if you just get a pen when you get your kit, mark 6 inches, because this going this way is exactly 6 inches. And this going this way is exactly 10 inches. And this is pretty firm cardboard. I would love to use my Measure Buddy. Maybe in the next kit, I will actually add the Measure Buddy as well. We'll see. But for now, we have, like I said, we do have a lot of beginners. And I'm going to show you how you don't need all the fancy tools and stuff. We can just use cardboard. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is I'm going to cut my mesh. Ooh, I washed my mat. Now it's still wet. Okay, I've already cut some of the mesh. That's okay though, because I'm going to show you how to do it. So we need, like I said at the beginning, 8 pieces of 20-inch. And this cardboard is 10 inches. So if we put the cardboard, so if you roll it out, and the easiest way to do this is have the curl upwards, okay? Roll out your mesh a bit, put your cardboard in. Now this is if you don't have a cutting mat. If you have a cutting mat and a rotary cutter, by all means use that. It's much, much quicker. However, I like to make sure anybody can make one of our kits. If just with a pair, just with some scissors. So I'm putting that right on top, and I'm going to fold it over. Okay. When I fold that over, that is 1 piece, right? Because it's 10 inches and then 10 inches. So what you can do is you can take your clothespins, and you got 2 clothespins in your kit, and I use them constantly. They're just great to have like an extra pair of hands. And I just clothespin this just like that. Now, I think I have 8 pieces already cut, so I really only need 2 pieces. So there's 1. I'm going to flip it again. 1.5 and 2. Okay. So I'm going to take my clothespins, and I'm going to take them off, and I'm going to put it on the whole bunch of it. And where's my scissors? Hi everybody. Hi, welcome. Okay, now I'm going to cut it off my roll. Okay, and then I'm going to cut just down one side of the mesh. Hopefully I'm cutting down the right side. So I'm just going to cut down this side, and then when I open it up, I should have two. For some reason, I think I cut that wrong. I should have two 20-inch pieces. Oh, I cut it right. Okay, so if you just cut one end of it, you then have, look how pretty this is, two 20-inch pieces. Okay? That would be, so you need 8 of these. So you could do 4, you know, more than 2 if you want, if you have sharp scissors, and get that done quickly. So you need 8 of them. All right, so we're going to put this to the side because we're not going to use it right at the moment. Okay, so once you have your 8, and like I said, I have 6 over here, we're just going to put it to the side because we're going to put our decal on. So you're going to take your character board and your eagle image. I don't have 2 here for some reason. Take the sticker off. And on the sticker actually is another way to make one of the character boards as well. So if you want to read that instructions, and also that particular wreath that's on the sticker is also on our YouTube channel as a video. Okay, now what you want to do is you want to find the top of your wreath. And how you find that is there is a number 1 and a number 2 on your wreath form. The number 1 is in between 2 holes here. Those 2 holes are divoted in or chamfered in, and those are called your hanging holes. So that is going to be the top of your wreath. So I'm going to put that directly in front of me at the top. And then I'm going to take my sticker. Now I'm not going to wipe it down or anything because I know there was people were wiping them down, and what I think was happening is some of the moisture was getting into the plastic and they weren't letting it dry like enough. And I have a feeling with that moisture, their stickers were not sticking as well as they're supposed to. So I'm telling people not to wipe it down anymore. There's no need. I just wipe it to make sure, usually there's glitter and everything, just to make sure there's no hairs or anything. Because once you adhere it, you will see any little crumbs or whatever underneath your vinyl. Okay, so we're good to go. Our top is right in front of us. And now what you're going to do is you're just going to peel your sticker off the paper. That paper's garbage now. And I just eyeball putting my sticker on. So this right down here, so where the number 2 is, straight down, that is your center of your board. Okay, now if you fold it up like a U, and I'm looking at the eagle's eye as pretty much the center, because if I fold it in half, it's about the eagle's eye is the center. So I'm just going to eyeball it, and you want to make sure your sticker is not covering the holes. So it's to fit just outside the holes. Oh, moved it. Just like this. And before you press it down, just bring it back to make sure it looks straight. Now it's an eagle with the flag flying, so even if it was a little bit crooked, you would never even be able to tell. But looks good to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press from the center out, just with my hand for now. And this is a very sticky sticker. Very sticky. Now that's on there really good. These are UV resistant too, so they won't fade. Now, for extra measure, you can, if you have one of these Betty Crocker spatulas or like these rubber type spatulas, you could even smooth it even further to get the adhesive. Now, to the eye, you really don't see any air bubbles. But sometimes when I'm dragging it along, I hear that little crackle, which means there's a teeny tiny air bubble. So we just want to smooth out the air bubbles. And you can get these at Dollar Tree. I stole it from Dave's, so he had to go buy another one. Now, I wouldn't use a credit card or any type of hard plastic to smooth your vinyl out, because it will leave like a scratching mark. So something soft. Mod Podge actually sells another, like a smoother too. I have a few of them hanging around. That works just as well too, but it's a lot more expensive than the dollar store squeegee. If you don't have either, just press with your fingers and just make sure you go along the edge with your thumb and make sure it's pressed down. Okay? That's it. And it's stuck on there really well. Okay, so now we're ready to decorate our frame. Okay, so we need to cut our ribbons. I'm just going to put this out of the way. Now, unfortunately, I only have a 10-inch piece. So to make, if you do not have a measuring tape, or like even a fabric measuring tape, or a ruler, or a cutting mat, or anything, you can still use this cardboard to measure. It just may take you a little bit longer. So because this cardboard is 10 inches, but we want 15, if I put my ribbon down on my cardboard and went around and cut it, hold on, sorry. Now, like I said, this will take you a little bit longer. If you find the, let's mark the halfway. So, now more than likely, most of you will not have to do this because you have some kind of measuring tool or something. You should have a measure buddy. The measure buddy, you pull out number 1, which gives you 14 inches, and then number 2, you pull out to 1 click, and we have 15 inches. So very easy. So, but let's do it this way for a couple of them. So what I'm going to do is just wrap this around. There is my halfway. I'll just cut it right there. And we have a 15-inch, right dead on, 15-inch piece of ribbon. Okay? So don't fret if you don't have, you know, a measuring thing. If you do have like a fabric measuring thing, you can get like 3 of them at the dollar store in a package. You can actually lay it straight and just tape it to your table, and you can measure out your ribbons. That's an easy way too. Okay, we need 8 15-inch pieces. Now I'm gonna use the measure buddy because I want to do this quicker. Okay, that's 15 inches, and I need, I think I have some cut out already, but I need 7 more. So with the measure buddy, you just slide your ribbon into the clip. Now you don't have to use the clip either. You can just hold it with your finger like everything else, like other measuring things. Get your ribbon kind of loose, and we're going to go around 7 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to cut this off. All right, now I'm going to, on the measure buddy, there is a slit or a shelf that you just slide your scissors down, and you can cut the end off. You can do the same thing at the other end, or you can just slide it off and cut the ends. So there we go. We got 7 pieces instantly. Okay, we need 8 of the star as well. Yeah, I have 2 too. Oh, and I think I have one upstairs too. I use it all the time because I measure yarn for my gnomes. I measure all kinds of things. I measure mesh. Okay, so we need 8 of these. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, you can use your cardboard, and like I showed you, mark the halfway. It'll just take you a little bit longer. And the Measure Buddy is made out of yogurt containers, so it's recycled plastic, just like our boards. Okay, and then I need 8 of the argyle at 15 inches. Now, when I do the YouTube edit, I will be putting the measurements and everything into the YouTube video. You can purchase a Measure Buddy at uniqueinthecreek.com or .ca, and soon Waterman's Loft will have some, and Ranch House Wreaths. That's all we've gotten so far, because just because of the COVID, our factories slowed down. There's not as many employees, so we need to get a lot more made before we hit the bigger craft outlet and Deco Exchange and stuff. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one's so pretty. It's almost like a kind of like a denim with glitter, the argyle on it. So pretty. All right, so we got these done as well. So prepping for the wreath will take more time than actually making the wreath. Seriously. Okay, so now we need 4 pieces of 22 inch. I'm just going to use my Measure Buddy only goes up to 20 inches. 22 inches is not normal when you're making wreaths. But I'm using, look, I hate when they do that, but I think it's right at the, it is. So they tape this together when they run out of, for the roll, they tape it together. Sometimes it sucks, but I was lucky this time because it's right where I wanted it anyways. And by the way, if you're just new as well, make sure you get some kind of little bucket with you. And you can put all your little scraps and your zip tail ends and everything in your little bucket, and then just dump it afterwards.
Pull your Measure Buddy up to 11 inches and turn it around once.
Oh yeah, duh. Thank you, Dave. Dave's so smart. So, pull my Measure Buddy out to 11 inches. This is why I love him. Or did somebody tell you that? I never even thought of that. So if I pull my Measure Buddy out to 11 inches, so the increments are actually on there. He's so smart. So if I put it in, this is if you don't have a cutting mat. And if you go around once, cut it. Let's see. Exactly 22 inches. David Franklin, you're so smart. We need one more. Okay. Now you'll have much more than I have left on my roll. I was playing with some of it earlier, so that's our USA. Now we need 4 22-inch star ones. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, we got lots more on this one. So you have enough to do another wreath with it. Because I did use some when I was playing earlier, so you do get quite a bit of ribbon left over. I know, I love my Measure Buddy too. What a brilliant idea. I wonder who thought of that. Okay, we're done cutting our ribbons. So again, recap. If you want to screenshot this, however, I will be putting it on the YouTube video. USA one, we have 8 15-inch, 4 22-inch. The Star, we have 8 15-inch, 4 22-inch. And then the Argyle, we have 8 15-inch, and that's it. Mesh, we have 8 20-inch, and then the rest we're going to be doing poofs. All right, let's get this thing put together now. I did. You got good eyeballs there, Barbara. All right, let's organize this a little bit. So we won't need these large ones, these 20-inch ones. We will not need them till row 2. So I'm just going to put these aside for a sec because I have total chaos here, as usual. All right, now we're going to dovetail the ends of these. And to dovetail them, you're going to match up the ends. Oh, good. And like I said at the beginning of this video, you do not have to do your wreath like I am doing, okay? There is a ton of tutorials on our YouTube channel. Just go under character board. It's all in the library. It's all divided up into boards. And if you go under the character board, you will see all kinds of different ways I've used the character board. And just pick a picture that you think would look really good with your kit and have a watch of the video and see if it's maybe that's the way you're going to do it. However, I know this one's going to be just fabulous, so you probably want to do it like me anyways. Okay, so we just fold it in half, and then you cut from the folded side to the corner, okay? If you cut it the other way, you're going to get it looking like a necktie. So it'll be a point. This is how we make perfect beads. And it's funny that before I was wreathing, now I've been wreathing for over 10 years now, but I would actually sit, and I did not know this because there wasn't YouTube videos and everything else like when I started wreathing, and I would try and cut, and you guys have probably all done it, try and cut the perfect V out of the end. I didn't even think of, folding it and cutting it that way. Duh. So how many people, give me thumbs up, how many people actually tried to cut a V in their ribbon one time or another? Anybody? Or am I just the biggest dummy out there? Nobody? Oh, come on. Oh, okay, there's a couple thumbs. I thought I was the biggest dummy out there. Yay, lots of thumbs. Okay, good. Thanks, Don. You're a good sport, Don. Some people, well, there's those people that, when I used to teach workshops, the first thing I would say to people at the workshop is, how many people do not know how to work a zip tie? Nobody would ever put their hand up. But then I walk around the room after I'm finished demonstrating on how to put the wreath together. And sure enough, there's always a couple struggling because they have not a clue how to work the zip tie. So it's just one of those things that people just, I don't know, they don't want to admit that they can't work a zip tie. I don't know why. All right, we're almost done. That's why I said, like at the beginning, the prep is takes the longest. But once you have all your stuff prepped, putting it together goes really quick. Yes, you have to think about it. When you're making the dovetail, always when you fold it in half, it's always start at the folded part to the outside part. So from the folded up to the corner. And you will, because we do it, I still do it. Sometimes you will still cut the wrong way. Hi, Maggie. Where in Ontario are you from? Yeah, I do my zip ties backwards all the time still too, because I don't pay attention. We've all been there, done that. And I've been using zip ties for many, 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 many years. Before wreathing, zip ties were used in wreathing. Actually, I think I'm pretty much the one that brought it to the forefront of using zip ties instead of like pipe cleaners or twists and stuff. All right, we're almost done this. Waterford. Where's Waterford? Dave will know. We're in Stony Creek. We're up on Stony Creek Mountain. And wanting to move back to Niagara Falls, right, David A. Franklin? All right, we're done cutting ribbons. Yay! So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, again, keep prepping. Oh, your kids, yep, I had Lolly doing zip ties yesterday on the board. Get those kids involved. So what I'm going to do, because each one of these tails, did I cut too many? I think I need to cut more argyle. Duh. So I'm going to put a star, no, that's right, a star and an argyle and fold it in half. I need to do 4 of these. I'm doing all the stuff ahead of time. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I have 4 of these sets. And these ones will be used. I'm going to set, there's 4 of these left. I'm going to set them aside and put them with the 22-inch piece. Okay? And then I'm going to take 4 of these and do the same thing with the USA one. We'll put these aside. They're going on row 2. There is no more. I had 220 of them, and there's no more. However, you know, we're going to have more vinyls. You can make your own kit. This is really, really easy. You can choose whatever mesh you want. There is flower kits though. We have lots of flower kits. I think we started out with 4,000 sunflower kits, 3,000 daisy, and 2,000 of each the yellow and the red rose. And we are almost past the halfway mark of selling them all. That's a lot of kits. We have hit the DIY, we've done a lot of marketing in the DIY areas. So we're getting a lot of brand new customers to Wreathing. Hi, Haley. I hope your daughter's doing better today, hun. And you're doing better. All right, we're almost prepped. So we got 4 of these. Put them to the side. And 4 of these ones. All right, I think we're ready to get started. Okay, let's get our board. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working on row 1 right now. Okay, row 1. And you'll see a number 1 on your board. I can get as close as I can. Okay, you do see a number 1. This, and there is a circle to indicate row 1. And there's 8 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are the holes we're going to be using right now. Okay. So what I want you to do is you're going to take a zip tie, take one of your zip ties, and you're going to put it just into the hole of row 1, right here, and put it down through the hole and against the table. And it'll look like an L-shaped. Now you can use pipe cleaners. I use zip ties for everything only because zip ties keep it nice and tight. Your wreath is not going to fall apart. It's really good quality. Like, I just find pipe cleaners, it just doesn't stay in tight like the way I like it. So you can use pipe cleaners. So you're going to take your 20, how big did we cut these? 20-inch piece of mesh. Okay, you got your kit already, Margaret Clark? Good for you. Okay, you're going to take your 20-inch piece, put it in front of you, get your zip tie, or not your zip ties, sorry, your clothespins. We always need our clothespins close by. I'm just going to move these. I'll put them back in a bit. Hi, Joanne. Hi, everybody. Okay, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to ruffle from this end all the way up to the other end. Okay, so these are our cut ends. Don't worry about the fraying because there's so much mesh here that you will not see the fraying. And we're putting ribbons in at the same time, so you're good to go. So there's a few different ways you can do this. I do it the lazy way. I do all my mesh, and then I go back with another zip tie and put my ribbons. Now, that's just the way I do it. You can do your mesh and your ribbons at the same time. Although you have 100 zip ties, do it the lazy way. Okay, so I'm going to scrunch right up the top. So what you're going to do is you're using your thumb and your forefingers. You need to do it on a flat, smooth surface. Don't have a tablecloth because as you scrunch, you're going to scrunch your tablecloth with it. Okay, so start around the middle and you're going to pinch it. Now, I like to pinch it where the mesh end is facing the table. And what you're doing is pinching and making an accordion style. It does matter. I like to have my curl down. So you can see how there's always a natural curl like that. If you try and do it like this, obviously you can see the issues. It's going to be on top of you. However, if you put it curled down, it stays towards the bottom, stays towards the table. And you're just going to pinch, 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 pinch. Pinch until you get to the end, and I like to leave a bit of space that I know when I pinch the last piece, the edge of it is going to be towards the table. Okay, I'm going to put a clothespin right into the center. So this is what you got, a big ruffle. It's very pretty, this mesh. Okay, now you're going to take one of your sets that you made of these ribbons. No, actually, I'm going to do I'm going to show you guys my lazy way, okay? So you don't have to use the clothespin then. Take your mesh, and where you folded it, you're going to flip it up. So it gives you this really pretty, almost like clamshell kind of looking formation. I pinch it so that the curved part is in my hand. Put it down onto the board in the middle where your zip tie's in the middle, and zip this up. Okay, I like to have my mesh going towards the outside, and this makes the wreath appear a lot larger and it frames it really nicely. Okay, you're going to pull this nice and tight, and you're going to snip it off with your wire cutters, wherever mine are. There we go. I use these ones. You guys have, actually I'll show you the small one. So to use these wire cutters that you get in your kit, these ones are really good because you go straight down, right to the head, and these ones are a little dull. I've used them a million times. And snip off the tail. And this is where you want to have your little bucket handy so you can throw the tails in there. Okay? So that's what how you use those. You just go straight down and till you hit the head of the zip tie and snip it off. Okay, you're going to put the next zip tie in. We're going to get another piece of the 20-inch mesh. Ask away, Dina, that now's the time to ask. There is a lot of people on here that are we call ourselves creekers, and everybody will jump in if I don't see the question and answer it for you. Okay, so again, you can see all the folds in here. It's just like an accordion. I like to flip it up, just like that. Put my zip tie in there, and do your zip tie up. Again, there is many different ways to do this style, or for the character boards or whatever. This is just my way, and I love the outcome of it. So now I already have a bunch already done, so this will help with time. Now this is the part I should show you, because you can save zip ties. All right, so if you put your ruffle on your board, okay, I'll put my clothespin on there. Get your ribbon and get it ready. So you're going to open it up, and where the halfway mark is where you folded. Now I like to stagger my ribbon just a little bit, so I usually move the 2.5 inch up a little bit. No, I'm good. Thank you. And I'm just going to pinch the middle, and you're going to flip it up. And then just press it down with your hands, and what you're doing is you're looking to see if both sides are the same length. And these appear to be pretty good. So you can put your mesh on, put your ribbons on, and then just get your zip tie and wrap around. Ooh, hopefully you guys seen that. And then before you tighten it right, make sure your ribbons are still the same length, and there you go. So you've only used one zip tie, and it's done. I use 2 zip ties because it's just how I am. I just find it easier, especially for teaching. And of course I put my zip tie in backwards. See, doesn't matter how many times you do it, you're still going to put your zip tie in backwards. Now the zip ties you do get with your kit, they're very good zip ties. They're from an actual zip tie manufacturer, so they are resistant to UV. They're not like zip ties you will get at the dollar store or anything. They won't break down. They have a 10-year guaranteed, and yes, you always use wired ribbon. Now if you can't, I was just going to show you as well. I tend to do it like this, and I showed you guys that. If you can't hold it in your hand like that, just take your center, put it on your board, and then put your zip tie around it. Thank you for sharing the love. The flat part of the zip tie goes down, right? Yes, to do the zip tie, the tail and the flat end of the zip tie go together. And I always use 18-pound zip ties, and 18-pound is the strength, which means they're smaller. The next size up is a 40 pound, and you can really tell the difference between a 40 pound. It's got a big head and it's quite a lot thicker. These I think are 6.5 inch. Yeah, I think they're 6.5 inch. I use between 6.5 inch to 8 inch. 8 inch being my favorite. Now I have these needle nose pliers. I got these from the dollar store. You can get little pliers from the dollar store, and they just help to pull your zip tie because sometimes my hands are really dry or they hurt. All right, we're on our last one. And now I'm going to go back. I know it sounds silly, but I am going to go back with another zip tie and the ribbons. It's just, I don't know. I don't know why I do that. I just do. But like I said, you can do it however you feel comfortable. Okay. Now let's go back. Now, what I'm going to do with these ribbons is I'm going to alternate the colors. So I started with the white and red stars. So the next, that's a bad one. I'm going to go down the hole, even though there's already a zip tie. That's okay. Do the exact same thing, and I'm going to take my USA and Argyle. I like to, you can just leave it in the middle and then pinch it like this. I kind of move it up a bit. That way when I flip it, the Argyle one is more in the center, and you can see the USA one a little bit better. Now, like I said before, I said you can use pipe cleaners. Definitely can use pipe cleaners. One of the reasons I don't use pipe cleaners is pipe cleaners are wire and they will rust. And it doesn't look as good on the back. So when you look at the back of your wreath when it's done, this is still all you'll see. And you can put your sticker of your business. You can write a note on the back if you're giving it a gift. So it still stays nice and neat. The USA, I bought my USA ribbon from a wholesaler. I would have a look at either Trendy Tree, Deco Exchange, Waterman's Loft, or maybe Ranch House Wreaths might have it too. Craft Outlet might have it. I don't know. There's all kinds of beautiful patriotic ribbon out there. So I'm just alternating the red, white star and then the USA. So again, these are 15-inch tails. I cut my mesh 8 inches. I need 8 of them, 20 by 10. And I want, again, to reiterate, it's hard to use white mesh with white zip ties. And I don't have my glasses on. It's hard to see the white on white. If you don't like, if you do not want to do your kit like this, there is many tutorials on our YouTube channel that you can do it other ways as well. sprinkled. You sprinkled me. Thank you. Lenora, the kit is sold out, doll. It's I had 200 and something of them, and they sold out almost instantly. The wreath gets pretty big once we get everything in there. However, the good thing is it will fit between two doors. And it's much more, what am I trying to say? It's inexpensive to ship. They do not weigh very much. And you do not need to use more than a 4-inch high box. Which for shipping is a big, big deal. I'm not going back. You can flip your ribbons. Which one's upside down? That one? So when you do flip it over, the customer won't, nobody can tell that you've used 2 zip ties here. All right, last one, and they're on to the next row. We still have nothing open here in Canada. Although I think the home stores like Home Hardware and Home Depot and everything, they're starting, I think they started to open on Monday. All right, last one. Okay, now we are starting on row 2. I know it looks great right now already. This mesh is so pretty. This is called a wide foil mesh, and it's an iridescent white. Now what we're going to do on row 2, what you're going to do is you're going to take a zip tie. You're going to go down one hole and up the other. And do not close it. This is called preloading the board open, meaning we're not closing the zip ties. Do you need to talk to me?
No.
Or are you just seeing what the wreath looks like?
Yeah.
Isn't the center pretty? So keep in mind, guys, what we're wanting with this wreath, we want that focal point to be this gorgeous, gorgeous eagle. And I've even signed it, so it's a beautiful work of art. You sure can. For a peacock, though, I would cut your ribbon tails the other way. I think they're called ducktail. So where it looks like a necktie. Because if you cut your ribbons like that, they'll look like feathers. So we're just going around and putting our zip ties in. Great idea. Yeah, Starla, I have a few ideas sometimes. Right, La?
Because you came to visit me.
Who?
Your second daughter.
Lola?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm actually on a live tutorial.
Okay.
So I would talk to you. It won't be long. We're almost done.
I'm just looking at what you're doing.
Okay, we're last one. We're loaded. We're locked and loaded. Pull some of these off. Bye, lovey. I'll talk to you when I'm done. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get our mesh. I wonder if I should have did the mesh, the poops first. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scrunch up the end of my mesh, just like this, and I'm just going to pick a place. I'll pick right here, and I'm just going to zip tie it to the board. So I'm anchoring it. Okay. What we're going to do, we're going to do 6-inch poops for this. Now you get your board, and like I said at the beginning, your board is 10 inches this way and 6 inches this way. We're going to use the measuring 6 inches this way. So what you're going to do is get your board, slide it and hit the zip tie, pull your mesh out till it's the end of the board and bring it up, and you're going to zip tie it. Do the same thing. We're making little poops because this is just for a base. We're going to do some bows on row 2. Maybe I should have did. Probably should have did. So maybe if you're watching, maybe do your poops first. That way it's not it's crushing everything. We're doing little poofies. Hi, Mom. Hi, Barbara Craft, my other mom. So we're just going around making little poops. I just love this mesh. Good pick, Laura. I don't know what made me think of doing row 2. Oh, because I think it was because for teaching purposes, that way you could see what I was doing. That's right. So if you get your kit, when you get your kit, if you want to do backwards what I'm doing, it's probably better. If I would have did my poops first, I think you guys would have a hard time seeing what I was doing on row number 2, or number 1. I have such great ideas. Snowball mesh would look great. I love snowball mesh. Snowball mesh in natural jute, I love. Like a natural poly jute. Not poly burlap, poly jute. And fabric. I like them all. And fabric mesh. This stuff is scratchy. Fabric mesh is so soft and pliable. But I couldn't resist. Like, look how beautiful this ribbon, or this mesh is. And it's really, really emphasizing the center, and that's what I wanted to do, because that's the star of the show, is the eagle. I would just, I would just put some black mesh, just black mesh, all the way around, and just the eagle. And then a ribbon hanger, Patriotic ribbon hanger bow. And that's it. I bet you it would look, I need to try that. I bet you it would look phenomenal. So just the eagle will be popping out. The tails are 15 inches. I wonder if I have some black mesh in my closet. I would love to do, like I said, just black. Because the background of the eagle is black. So you notice I'm not cutting the tails off as I'm putting them in, because to save time, it's much faster to go around and cut them off all at the same time. So you will have quite a bit of mesh left still. So if you want to add some curls or even make your outside longer, you can do that. So we're back to where we started. So I'm just going to cut that off. And that was a zip tie gun. I'm just putting another zip tie. I use a lot of zip ties because I'm lazy. I can't be bothered to twist and stuff like that. I'd rather just zip tie it and be done with it. All right, now we're done. So we're going to cut this off, the roll. All right, now I have a whole bunch of different mesh that I've cut. So you have about 1/4 of a roll left. So you can do some ruffles or something if you want. It's totally up to you. Now I'm going to go around and we're going to cut off these zip tails. So you can use your wire cutter, or there's a zip tie gun. These are fairly inexpensive, and if you do a lot of Unique and Creek wreaths, what it does is it pulls your zip tie and cuts it at the same time. Yes, the Eagle will be available again soon. Our printer only has family working with him right now, so he doesn't have a full staff. So we got to give him some grace there. Okay, so let's open this just a bit. So yes, you can make a beautiful wreath with less than 1 10-inch roll of mesh. Pretty cool, eh? And it'll fit between 2 doors. Yeah, I love my zip tie gun too. I've had it for quite a while, and it's still, this one's a metal one. If you're looking for a zip tie gun, if you go to uniquethecreek.com and you scroll all the way down the home page, there is tools, like Lori's list of tools that I like to use. And the link to the zip tie gun is right there. You just click on it, and that's the one I bought. I think it's like $16 now. When I first bought it, it was like $12. Look how pretty this is. We haven't even added this stuff to go on it yet. I definitely am going to do one with just black, with the eagle peeking through. I got to try it. Now this one is actually going to go to one of the workers at our Buffalo factory. Okay, so we will fix our ribbons right now. So now the next one, this is the last part. We're going to take these ribbons that we cut. Let's clean up our area a little bit here. Okay, set this aside. We're going to make some bows for row 1. So I'm going to go over, I just seen your thing about the zip. There is a little thing here for the tension. You might want to try playing with the little wheel here, and it does set the tension. So if you play with it, you might need to tighten it. That's probably what the issue is for not pulling and cutting, okay? Okay. So where we're going to use ribbons is, let me flip it over. So on the back, you see that there's 3 sets of holes. We put ribbon tails in row 1, all of row 1. We are now going to put a zip tie right in below those tails. Okay. Now I used a star ribbon here. The ribbon I'm going to use here is the USA one. Okay. So I'm going to put the star one over here. So I got 4 pieces of 22. And we got some pieces of 15. So what I'm going to do is fold this in half so I can find the center. You scrunch up the middle, and we're going to flip it. And you want to make sure that each tail is the same length. And what I'm going to do is, where did I put my zip tie? See, that's the, oh, there it is. The problem with working with white mesh and white zip ties. So I'm going to put my tail just on top. So right here, you can see I put my zip tie. I'm going to put the tail there. I'm going to take this 22-inch piece of ribbon, fold it in half. Now I'm going to use hot glue. You do not have to use hot glue, but it does keep your bow that we're going to make together a little bit easier. So you fold it in half. I'm going to take my glue gun and just going to make a little squiggle of glue just past the halfway mark and bring this side over. And then again, just make a little squiggle, bring this side over. So I'm going to do that for all 4 pieces. And this is just a cheater way to make a bow without having to use a bow maker, because I realize not everybody has a bow maker. Now you don't have to, if you do not have a glue gun, if you have you see your halfway mark, you're going to take your end and you're going to put it about an inch past the halfway mark, going this way. And then you're going to take this one and you're going to put it about an inch past this end. And then when you scrunch it in the middle, you have all 3 or both of these ends in the middle. But sometimes when you're doing it, it likes to come out. So I just, like I said, if you have hot glue, just put a little bead of hot glue and then fold it over. That way it doesn't slip out. Yeah, this ribbon's pretty good. Yeah, cheater bows are great. You can even, so I'm going to glue these ones. And then the red and white one, stars, I'm going to staple them. How about that? All right, so we got our USA ones done. Let's try stapling these ones, because you won't see it. It's just to keep the bow closed. So I have this little teeny tiny stapler I got from the dollar store. Okay, again, we're still halfway. We're going to go over. So I'm going over about a ½ inch. You don't have to go too much over because we're going to staple it. So I'm going to go over about a ½ inch from that line right there. And get my little stapler. So if you don't have a glue gun, we're going to staple it. And then when we scrunch it, you don't even see the staples. Pretty clever, huh? This is 22 inches. You could do 20 inches, but I really wanted to see that you could see the bow. Probably only need one staple. You stapled, the rows I did today, I used a stapler on to connect the ends. What? I'll have to go and watch that. You guys are so clever. When I do edit this video and put it on YouTube, it will have all the measurements and stuff for you guys. It was funny when we were first starting out, I made a bow and I used a stapler to actually make like a full bow. Just like this. And so I would, to make a bow, if you didn't have a bow maker, you could do a piece of ribbon like this, and now all the seams are down. One like this, say one like this. You put your tails in there, scrunch it up, and then open them up, and you have a bow. So I was doing that, and then Dave's like, oh my god, it's Pro Bow the stapler. I'm like, oh my god. Anyways, okay, so we stapled them. Yeah, whatever works. So let's take our USA one. There's our tail. Put the tail there. We're going to scrunch. The seam is going down. I'm going to put it right where I pinched, right in the center. It's going right down over top of the zip tie, and we're going to zip tie it closed. And voila! Instant bow. I'll make these nice and pretty. Now before I tighten it, I want to make sure that my loops are the exact same size, and they are. You're going to pull your zip tie, and now pull so that the head of the zip tie is towards the back. What's upside down? You guys are fussy. I don't even pay attention to the ribbon. So when you're making yours, you want to maybe make sure that your USA is right. Technically, when I'm reading it, it's right. Now, the next one, I'm going to do the red. And it's going where the set of 3 are. I'm going to put a zip tie down and up. Now, the nice thing with these two is you can stop and start, take a break, you know. When you come back, you'll know exactly where you left off. So you don't have to do it all in one sitting. And you will probably do it faster than me since I talk a lot, plus I'm teaching. And this is our stapled one. There we go. Right in the middle. Zip it. Now I'm not going to zip it really, really tight until I make sure both of my loops are the same. Which is one is a little longer. There we go. I'm going to pull my zip tie. Now I'm making sure the head's going towards the back of the bow so you don't see it. And once we get all the bows in and fix all our tails, it's going to be gorgeous. You're sitting on the back porch with cookies and a Texas crackberry cider. Never even heard of that. But it sounds delicious. Alright, so now we're doing USA. Where did I put my USA? Okay, fold your ribbon, tail. Now you're really going to impress all your friends and everything when they see all these bows, and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, you know how to make bows? Alright, so we have our USA. Make sure it's facing out right. Put the center right in there. Do the zip tie up. See, this is why I do double zip ties. I'm not fussing and trying to hold on to mesh and ribbon and all that stuff. You get 100 pack of zip ties, so you got plenty. Make sure it's same. Pull it and pull the zip tie head to the back. I am feeling much better. I'm feeling 100% today. Nice to feel better again. So, I want to make sure all our ribbon tails, which I'll do that again. And then I'll do it again once it's on the door. I love it. Look how pretty. Black mesh would have really looked nice too, I'm telling you. Okay, we'll go down and up. My back is hurting though right now. And then when we flip over the wreath, it's still going to have a really nice, neat back. Nothing to cover up. I always overdo Barbara Craft, you know that. So now you see the pretty ribbon still, you see the beautiful mesh, it's not all hiding, and you definitely see this gorgeous eagle. I just love me some ibis-right. All right. Putting my zip ties in. So you can still see, let's see how nice the back still is. Don't forget, if you're selling this, to put your business card or a sticker on the back, because when they want a Christmas or a Halloween or a fall or something, they're going to come looking for you. There, we got our... Oh, I squished my bows. Duh! Alright, now I don't have to fart around with that. We're almost done. Do you think I should put a ribbon hanger or no? Actually, you know what? If I put the loops going downwards like this, that looks really pretty. Huh. Instead of in the center, if they come down like this. Oh, I'll have to try it for the next ones. like how the bow, do you guys see what I'm saying? That the bow loops go kind of this way out towards the, instead of in the center. I really like that. All you have to do is pull them down. It actually gives it a different look. Oh, I love it. Things that make you go, Yeah, the mad scientist. Oh, I forgot I put zip ties in already. We're on stars. We're almost done. We're almost done. So I'm going to curve the bow towards the outside. I'm just loving that look. I know. See, I put the bow in by mistake. Like that. And it caught my eyes, like, oh my gosh, that is so nice. And your mesh is there, but your bow is down this way. So you pull your other ribbons to the side, pull the 1.5 right to the center, and then your tails and your loops. Well, you look at that. Oh my back. No, unfortunately that's it. That's all I have for the Patriotic. I'm going to try and do a Canadian Patriotic from my friends. See what I can find. I have a beautiful gnome O Canada center, and I would love to do a Patriotic kit. Canadian Patriotic kit. Who's our Canadians on here? See, people only want to buy it after I make it. So those of you that always wait till I, till after I make it or something, you snooze, you lose. You would like a Canadian. Oh yes, you would, wouldn't you, Dollface? Well, Jenna May's made me, we have the most cutest vinyl center. Now, there's no Canadian ribbon because, God forbid. But I'm sure I could come up with something, even like a ribbon like this with stars. I wish we could find one with maple leaves, but oh, look at all these Canadians. I'll see what I can come up with, guys. I keep forgetting I already put we're on our last one anyways. So this should take, because I talk, this should take you maybe an hour if you do it step by step. And like I said, the prep is the majority of the work. Putting it together is easy. I will get off this live and see what I can come up with for a Canadian one. All right. Now we're going to fix our ribbons. So what I'm wanting to do is put the argyle, because all of them have the argyle, pull that into the center. Now if you use your fingers, and you pull your ribbon with scissor fingers, it kind of curls it. We'll get our USA one. Now you spent all this time making your wreath. Spend time to fix it. Ooh, that one's off. Oh, I'll have to fix that one. I didn't measure that both sides were even. All right, fold it in half and make sure it's even this time, Laura. Ooh, that's brave of you, Cindy. I haven't even done, see, I'm lazy, and the Star Trek pedal one, that's a lot of time. Did you guys all see our superstar Rita McNally on another blog post? She is just killing it. And you know why she's killing it? Because she takes her time. She makes sure every petal is perfect. Unlike me. All right. So now our wreath is, our wreath is done. So I'm going to kind of tuck. I want to make sure you can see the eagle. Now, if you were not lazy like me, you could even put a little bit of Mod Podge on each star in the center and put glitter on it and have glittery stars. So it's going to take a bit to pull out all your ribbons and stuff, right? We need to straighten them all. I do like the bow hanging down towards this way though. Who wants to see a ribbon hanger? Should we do a ribbon hanger? Yes, Rita is perfection. And that's why she gets her wreaths are always known, because she takes the time to do them perfect. There we go. Let's pull out all these ribbons. Make sure they're all straight. Swing it around. Pretty cool. So you see the pretty ribbon, you see the pretty mesh, and we definitely see this gorgeous center. How does it look? Does it look okay? Yeah, not bad. I'll have to fix some of these, push in some of these, because I want to make sure you can see the eagle. I think I love it. It's pretty cool. So let's make a ribbon hanger. Oh, I will get a hanger. So I think I might use the Argyle. I do like to use 1.5 inch for my ribbon hangers. And let me try and do one without a bow maker. No, there's no more of these kits. I'll never be able to get all the stuff. And these are extra ribbons I cut earlier. So I'm going to, maybe I'll use, okay, let's get our Argyle. Where is our, there it is. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to put on the back, oh, I'm just going to squish my bows again. We're going to put a zip tie down through the ribbon hanger here, or the 2 hanging holes. Do it up, but don't do it up tight, just like that. We're going to make the hanger, so I don't want it too long. That's probably good. and that is 21 inches long. So 21 to 24 is good. Okay, so that's going to be the hanger. And now we need to make the bow. Do you think I should use this USA ribbon? Yes, you can do your wreath however you want. This is just, yet again, another way that you can do a character board wreath. We have a ton of tutorials that you can do it differently. Okay, so I'm going to use these two. So the USA one, just because I have some left, and the Argyle. So I use, these ribbon tails are 15 inches. Okay, so that's my ribbon tails. And then we're going to do, this is a big piece of ribbon. I'm trying to use up some of this that I cut. So that's 15 inches. Normally I do this with a bow or with a bow maker. However, I'm going to do a cheater bow. So this is 15 inches. If you're doing this for your doing a bow hanger, I'm using this part for the actual bow. You do not need to cut V's in it or the dovetails, okay? I just want to use this up instead of wasting it. And I already had these cut. So there's one part of my bow. So that was 15 inches. So I need a bigger piece. I won't use these. And this one's really big. So I'm going to pull it apart and reuse it. So let's do 15, I'm going to do 18 inches. Now I've done quite a few ribbon hangers, and there's actually a tutorial just on how to do the ribbon hangers on our YouTube channel. But it's using a bow maker. So I did this one 18, this one's 15. I folded it in half. And we're going to have little tails like this. Now we need, what's this, 15 inches. This one's already cut. I'll just use it up. Oh no. So again, you wouldn't dovetail your piece for your ribbon hanger, your bow hanger or whatever. I'm just using this up. Okay, I'm going to do another 15-inch piece. Again, I usually do these on a bow maker, but if you don't have a bow maker, it doesn't matter. You can do cheater bows. You can do the cruffle or woodland ruffle. You can do, there's just so many ways you can do it. This is just one way that you can do these. All right, so I have 20-inch piece, no, 18-inch piece that I folded over, a 15-inch piece, seam down, two 15-inch argyles. I'm going to seam down again, put them over top of each other in an X, kind of like that. I have 15-inch pieces of these, and I dovetail the end. They're going to be our tails for our bow. This is our ribbon hanger. Now on the bottom of this, right at the bottom, you're going to put a zip tie. And this is almost acts like a stopper. So you're going to just a zip tie. Glue all over my hand. Right at the bottom. Now, I'm sure there's probably better ways to do this. This is just the way I do it, and it works for me, so. Do it up nice and tight. And then I cut it off. Pinch where the center is. Like that. And then this whole thing is going to, of course, get zip tied. You watch me on your 65-inch, Mom. All right, so let's piece this together. So I got my hanger. Then I'm going to go underneath my tails. And then underneath this set of pieces of ribbon that I made for a bow. All right, we got it all in there. So what we're going to do now is scrunch the center of this bow. Now it is, if you have a bow maker, do it on your bow maker. This is just if you don't have a bow maker. So I just kind of scrunched in the middle. Just take your time, Jan Drake. Go step by step. This will be on YouTube. You can stop, start, rewind, all kinds of stuff. So this is what I got so far. Okay? Everything is all in the zip tie. Now I take another zip tie. I wish I had a quarter for every time I said the word zip tie. I'm just putting it underneath. I'm going to make a little loop here because I'm not actually going to hang my wreath from this bow. But I make a little hanger like that. And you want the head of the zip tie on the back of your bow. And once everything's in place, so we got 2 pieces of 15-inch glued. We got a 15-inch and 18-inch tails. And then, how big was the hanger thing? 20 to 24-inch hanger, depends how long you want it. Put it all in one zip tie. Once you got it all in, you got your little hanger hoop, pull it all tight. Tighten her up, just like that. And now cut that off. Okay, this is what we have. Again, it's easy when you have a bow maker, but you can make them without a bow maker. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your hanger and you're going to flip it so that you see the rough side, because we want the good side facing the wreath. Slide it in that piece of hanger where you have your zip tie and do that up tight. But while you're tightening it, you're going to pull and bring that head of the zip tie and pop it in the hole, because we don't want anything scratching anybody's door. And then when you pull it, you can see that that zip tie is a stopper. And I'm also going to add a little bit of glue there too. So now you're just going to push that into the hole. There we go. We'll flip this over. Maybe should have did it a little bit longer. I'm going to cut these tails a little bit shorter. Now you do not have to make a ribbon hanger like this. You can just put a zip tie or a piece of wire or some twine, whatever, in your hanging holes. This is just to fancy it up a bit. And now you're going to open all those loops. Now you can make your bow a little bit bigger. Mine's a little bit on the small side, but I was just using the pieces up that I had cut already. You'll have plenty of ribbon left over on your ribbon rolls to make a bigger one if you want. All right, we're good to go. I'm going to hang this up, and I'll bring you guys up so you can see it. See it on the wall. A shame. Oh my gosh, my back hurts. I will bring you guys up. I didn't forget about you. I'm just fixing my bows because I smooshed it. Putting my ribbon hanger on. Wow, this turned out really nice. Okay. I'm coming to get ya. So much easier to do the ribbons when it's hanging. Okay, close your eyes if you get dizzy or seasick, because I'm going to move you guys up. If I can. There we go. There we go. Wow. That is pretty cool. So let's fix these. Not bad. Make sure you pull out all your tails so you can see them and they're nice and straight. Don't be doing all this work and not primping and making it proper. Well, would you look at that? That's pretty fabulous, wouldn't you say? See if I can get it a little bit closer. Can't see it with the... What do you guys think? Where did I get your ribbon holders? It is beautiful. Yeah, the USA ribbon, it really makes it, I love everything. But look at that work of art. That's a work of art right in the center of that wreath. That eagle. That's hand painted by Ibis Wright, and she even signed it. Anyways, you learned how to make cheater bows. I think I would make my ribbon hanger a little bit longer and a little bit bigger. Like I said, I was trying to use up some of these scraps, but I have lots of ribbon left. There's lots left on your roll. So you have plenty to make a big ribbon hanger. Thank you, everybody. It is really nice. Very pretty. So you can see the beautiful mesh. God, I just hate when you get beautiful mesh and you can't see any of it because of the ribbons. So at least this one you can see everything. You can see all your ribbons, you can see your mesh, you see your center. That bow hanger, I'm going to change it and make a bigger one. But you guys, to make the bow hanger, if you want to make it like me, just cut your ribbons longer and do the exact same thing. They're just a little bit too tiny. But I love it. Love it.